Zain Retherford has been a machine the last 2 years, scoring bonus points, and the NCAA's most dominant wrestler. He's a junior and he's undefeated. He's the Big Ten and NCAA champion. Michah Jordan is the younger brother of Bo Jordan. We'll see him at 174 pounds. Here's how they got there. Retherford, the number 1 seed. Jordan upsetting Sorensen in the semifinals. Sorensen was in the finals last year against Retherford and was the runner-up. There's your champion, and there is Michah Jordan.
Shake hands, guys. Good luck.
I think Zain Retherford knows, you know, we saw the match, Penn State versus Ohio State at Columbus, and that was a match that Retherford just really got after it. It looks like Michah Jordan has made a lot of nice adjustments. That win he had against Sorensen, he didn't even look like he was in that match when it was in Iowa City. And he was able to answer that. He did a nice job of finishing his techniques. If you remember that Jordan was able to go out there and get some early points with a takedown. And then later in the match, he wasn't quite getting there, and we had Logan Stieber with us and talked about that drag that Retherford is able to do off of the shot.
Both guys, all right? That's your verbal.
That's really kind of, more I've watched, that's really kind of been one of his bread and butter moves here off the opponent's shot, being able to drag and go to the left, or right, excuse me.
Your hands, guys.
Michah Jordan out of Urbana, Ohio, St. Paris Graham High School, coached by his dad, Jeff. Also, his cousin Isaac Jordan, 2-time Big Ten champion who did not make the finals, a senior national runner-up last year for Wisconsin. His cousin also wrestled at St. Paris Graham, a powerhouse program headed by Michah and Bo's dad, Jeff, who was a 2-time All-American at Wisconsin.
You know, Tim, I think about Retherford and think about the career he's having, and talk about him being one of the more dominant wrestlers out there. He gets a lot of falls, but, you know, they're falls that have one of the larger numbers on him, you know, so he constantly wears guys down. He's not one of these quick, you know, 20, 30-second falls like we've seen with Bo Nickel. You know, it's a little bit different deal. He wears guys down. He's able to get the takedown there in this situation.
Great pressure and angle by Retherford there for the 2-point takedown.
But this is what he does so well. He's able to go ahead and keep constant pressure from every position. Works heavy with his hands and the ties. Works the collar tie really hard, but when he gets in this top position here, he just knows what he's doing and really makes the man work underneath.
You mentioned Logan Stieber. We had him sit in with us at the Penn State-Ohio State meet, where there were over 15,000 fans at the Schottenstein Center a couple of weeks ago. But this young man, Retherford, his true freshman year, was the only one to defeat Logan Stieber. Stieber, of course, a 4-time Big Ten and NCAA champion. And then Retherford took a break, did a red shirt. He didn't take a break. He worked really hard in a redshirt year and finished 5th his freshman year, and then came back and won it last year as a sophomore.
But came back as a hammer. I mean, boy, he just, you know, everything that he was doing was real hard. And now he's got a stall warning on Jordan. He got that near wrist ride. And then, you know, when you get tech fault as Jordan did in that last match, I mean, you don't want that to happen at a minimum. This is where a 2-0 score. Now, take a look at the last meeting that these two had. Close early with some points, and there's that go-behind we talked about with Logan Stieber here. And he was able to go ahead, take him to his back, get some back points, but just really loaded up in that match. And you know, the last, probably 2.5 minutes really poured it on. Got a lot of points. And again, that's just been his style.
Like I said, he leads the most dominant category. There are 3 categories that the NCAA started in 2012. And it's most dominant, most falls, most technical falls, and of course, Retherford right in there with the most falls as well.
And what I'm seeing from Jordan, he's going ahead and trying to penetrate all the way with his shots. Nothing where he's kind of reaching and just dropping to his knees. A little less of that. He needs to go ahead and really commit. Because you know that Retherford's going to reach on you, all right? You know he's going to reach. You got to time that reach and go ahead and get to a shot and get yourself back into this match. But if you wait and get tied up here with your biceps, you're going to get pushed off the mat. slugged a few times, and he's going to be in on a leg.
As is the case with most of these wrestlers in the finals of the Big Ten, they have greater aspirations, and Retherford placed 4th at the U.S. Olympic trials last April at 65 kilos, losing only to Logan Stieber in the quarterfinals.
He shoots on the edge of the mat. He's going ahead. Wow, nice job.
Wow, 2 points.
Really anticipated where the weight of Jordan was and was able to reach across and come out in front and finish that technique. That was really well done on the edge.
Michah Jordan's only 2 losses this season were to #1 Retherford and #2 Sorensen in the dual meet, but he avenged that loss in the semis last night. And Michah Jordan not so fortunate so far against Retherford.
Well, let's be clear that everybody knows what these matches are worth, okay? You get 4 points for the team in these championship matches, okay? If you can go ahead and win by 8 points or more, you get an additional bonus point of 1, all right? A tech fall ends up being, which is a 15-point spread, ends up being 1.5. If he's able to go ahead and pin him, you get 2 extra points. So there's 6 points in these matches that are up for grabs.
And there's the second stall call, and it's 1 point for Retherford. You know he knows what you're talking about, Jim, because if Penn State wins here, they're 11 points down. If they win by a regular decision, it's 4 points, so they close within 7.
Look at this finish right here. Nice single leg there. He gets, you can feel that Jordan coming back. He senses that he can go ahead and reach across and sweeps that leg and drives across and ends up putting him on his rear.
Good look at Zain Retherford on the bottom. The only undefeated wrestler at 149 yet this year in the Division I.
Watch your hands.
There's a good shot there, but there's that go behind we had talked about, and then right back into a single leg. We'll see how he finishes there. It comes around the wrist.
Is that patented Retherford or what? That's why we call him the Zain train.
Well, he is able to go ahead and work the Navy ride now, Tim, and now he's not so much looking to elevate this as he is to able to trap the bottom leg on that bottom leg cradle if Jordan would turn into him. And again, here we are, a minute 20 left in the 3rd period, and these matches really switch gears in favor of Retherford. Boy, he's going to go over right there. Wow.
When you talk about it before, he got the hips going, and where the hips go, the shoulders go, and he cranked. Retherford from Penn State is the most dominant wrestler out here so far.
Well, he's going to get 4 points for that, so there's 12. He's got the riding time for 13. He's got the points awarded, so he's going to go right back into that same technique.
You're working.
And Jordan, he's really kind of calling on Jordan to go ahead and move a little bit more from the bottom position. Really kind of getting dominated at this point.
Action.
Decision time. You go back up on your feet, another stall warning. That's 1 point.
1 more, and he's got riding time, but he needs a tilt or an escape and a takedown. What will Retherford do? He's going to give him he's giving him the 1, going to give him the escape, 13-1. A takedown would be a technical fall for the 2nd time in a row in these 2 meetings.
You got to stay in there as well.
Rutherford trying to put 5.5 points on the board for Penn State.
And I think he's not much time left, but he's able to make the big step.
There's the 2, and the tech fall, and a championship, the 2nd one for Zain Retherford. And that's 5.5 points on the board so that's only 5.5 points behind Ohio State right now.
That's correct. Just really wrestling for the team, not only for his own personal championship, but really putting it together for the team. And that's been in this great Penn State run that they've had over the last 6 or 7 years. The bonus points have really what made it.
And there's his mom, Sarah, and she's happy, and so is Zain Retherford.